we had a great episode. We're getting right into it. We've been so busy. I don't even know how we're gonna cover the finale because I'm gonna be gone. So like we'll figure it out when we get there. What we'll
Where are you
probably
gonna be, Caroline Wigga?
I'm gonna be somewhere. So
Yeah,
we'll be we'll
I'm
record
gonna
it
be at the
then.
finale.
Yeah, and
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna be
be
at do you think it's gonna be like every winner? Do you think or I don't think like everyone's gonna be there.
I know that at least I mean, how many winners are they now? 48? 48 winners? I know there's at least 7 that are not gonna be there from who I talked to. I don't know, obviously, the rest. So it's like 48 minus 7 is 41. I don't know about the other 41. So
Yes, there's so many, but I didn't think Natalie was going, so that's shocking that she is
I
going.
don't
Well,
know if she's going, but she told me she's thinking of going.
then she is. But what? I'm just bringing what? All the winners
Dude,
were invited.
we all were invited. I just want to know if there's winners out there with extra tickets. Let me know because I have people that want to go.
I bet there's gonna be a lot of people that aren't there too, like, that just have, like, completely fell off, you know what I
Wouldn't
mean?
it be amazing, Caroline? Think about this. I was thinking, I had a dream. They have all the winners there, and then they say, if any of you want to go back to play 52, you get on a play right now.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
I would say yes. I'm not crazy.
Not doing that jam, let's be real, but that would be fun.
I mean, the outfit that I'm wearing for the finale, I would not want to be in that on the island, but it would be so much fun.
There's no way they're doing but don't sorry, because
Can you like let me have like a little bit of like a fantasy?
they just did a winter's season, Winners at War, like,
It was 6 years ago.
they're not okay, but no, good luck out there when let me know if you win.
I mean, at least I know that they're. I mean,
Sorry, that could happen.
no, bitch. You know
I
it's
know, I'm
not.
sorry. So we had a good episode. I really did like this episode. I was confused by like the 2 day thing because it was like two vote outs or whatever. And so I was confused by like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah,
But we get back from I fell in love with Rick Devens again this episode. I'm a Devens fan. Good.
yeah,
They gone back from tribal and everyone's um well, he has his and I like those moments. He felt
yeah. Was it real? Real? Was it 100%?
of course he will. I don't you can tell when people are like faking their
But because he
tears.
did it, he didn't do it by himself, and he did it to his like person that wasn't working with him. I thought that he might have been, trying to manipulate him.
No, God, no. And I think that no one's working with him, so he could have been anyone he was talking to, and tears just came out. But everyone's talking about how likable Tiff is, so Tiff's the target. She's just so
Yeah.
likable. Um, and that's basically the morning or the after the tribal. So he's scared because he's run out of his tricks, and now,
He's looking for idols.
oh, hold on. What are you putting in the microwave? Yeah, you don't need a lid. Yeah.
So I mean, this is the next day, but when they come back at night, um, Ozzy doesn't come back. It was like the second elimination, and because Rizzo said that he put his food in his mouth, and he basically like had to like get rid of him because he was sharing all the details. And one of the points that Rizzo says like, now Seri needs me more than ever before. So it is kind of like I like that kind of gameplay where you like take an ally of somebody you want to work with because you want to work that person to need you more. I mean, you did it with Sarah when you took her out because I was getting friendly with her, but
Yeah,
not
and
not.
you did with Granny.
Oh well, we did it with Franny. That was more iconic. That was more iconic. I'm hanging out with the two of them today because we're at Helen's wedding this weekend. We're in Carmel by the sea, and I was hanging out with them yesterday. Everybody was like, how you get invited to Helen's wedding if you took her out? And I was like, well, I was nice to her and I love her and she went to my
Helen
wedding.
remember Helen with the what did we do?
But I was
Helen
like,
with
turn around and you're like showing an A and I was like showing an H, whatever.
it was so but, like, it's crazy too because we still were scared to, like, because it was so early on, we were still scared to, like, say the name, so we, "1, 2, 3, let's do the name."
Yeah, it was
Anyway,
good. It's good.
that was
Anybody that's a survivor, you don't wanna be the first one to say a name.
you get scared, and so I was still scared with you even though I trusted you, but you
Yeah.
don't know yet. Um, so they
But,
come back.
yeah, they
What?
come back and everything, and I love that you talk about Rick Devens being vulnerable, but I thought it was because I wasn't a Rick Devens fan before. I became a fan of Rick Devens in this season. Like, I found
Yeah,
him a
same,
little annoying on his season.
same. So Tiff's likable, they had that's like the vibe is like and then I love like Cerie's like, "Well, what happens if Tiff wins the immunity?" And then what did she say? She's like, "What you mean you didn't think about it?" And then they head after the immunity, they can't spell. And I love me when somebody so they're all basically like, even if we have to help each other, which they
Yeah.
do, they're all helping each other, but no one's helping her and she wins. So that's the
She's
best kind of a
good.
that's
She's
when I
super.
do like the challenges, and that's when I do like watching just the stuff that goes down. No one was helping her, she wins. I love that. So, they're screwed,
Would you have felt inconceivable?
no, absolutely not.
I would have had those 2 vowels backward in the middle.
But I wouldn't have spelt it as bad as,
Mm.
like, I think
As
Jonathan
Joel
spelt
and
it
Jonathan.
that was like but that's way too long of a word for one, but I was
Yeah.
shocked at first. I'm like, "Why are they all, like, helping each other?" So they were just actively they didn't want Tiffany to win, and so it was, like, helping each other, but they did not
I
know how to
feel and I feel like I see Aubrey, which I consider a very smart person that probably knows how to spell the word, and she's, like, trying to help them, but she or Rizzo, which is also looks very smart, and at least he can spell his own name, Rizzgod,
Yeah.
Rizgod baby, um, but if they are working together, then stop doing your fucking puzzle. Whoever gets there first, just help them spell. Like, why are you helping the person as you're doing your own puzzle? What's the
No, yeah.
point?
Either commit to the bit or pull out because give it your all
Oh,
or
I
because
like that phrase, Caroline. Commit to the bit or pull out.
yeah,
Girl.
because what's the point? It was like you're half-assing your puzzle. That's why I couldn't tell if, like, are they doing this to, like, give the appearance that they're helping, but they're
Yeah,
not? Like, this and
yeah,
how can all of these people collectively not know how to spell a word? I wouldn't, but with the collaboration of that many damn people all working together
yeah.
over it. So, I'm glad she won. So she wins, and now it's
And the edit was really engaging. It was fun because the next one is like whatever. But this one, you were actually rooting for that person that was winning.
100%. So, yeah, otherwise, I'm fast forwarding through the challenges. I just don't love them, and I still, to this day and I say this, like, I always feel like, okay, if I'm watching Traders, if I'm watching Survivor or any show where you have to, like, earn money for the prize pot, the most interesting aspect of the show is the relationships and people communicating and the drama and not who's doing the best at a challenge, unless it's something like that. But what made this challenge interesting was people all teaming up, working together, and one person not having any help. That's what made it interesting, and the bros not being able to spell. Other than that, it's like, are you like,
Girl,
"What?"
we skipped half of the episode. That was the second challenge.
What was?
The spelling. The first one was immunity, and that Joe won, and the second one was inconceivable.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I had my notes backwards. Oh,
I
crap.
was like, why haven't we talked about Devins getting voted off? Yeah, I was going through my notes too. I write notes as I watch the episode. That's
Oh, crap. We're horrible. Sorry. Like, so I was reading a review. Somebody said, like, 5 minutes into this and they still haven't talked about Survivor. I'm out. It's like, bye. Like, we're not
Survivor.
perfect.
What
We're
is
literally
Survivor though? What is Survivor?
a mess. Like, don't like anyone coming here expecting like some sort of an educational, like, come on, man. Okay,
Come
so
on, Caroline. Who cares?
who cares? I like that earplugs. Okay, sorry. So Devins is alone. He's back from tribal. Cerie's pissed, and I was like, "Girl." I
Yeah.
wonder if Ozzy and her are talking now, like, am I right? Like, that was I was but also she's getting their information, and she's thinking in her head, Ozzy was trying to, like, tank me, when in reality, Ozzy was trying to do the jury management for
Yeah, it was like they say jury management 2.0, but it was horrible. You could never do that for us. I mean, he was playing great until that point.
He really was, and hope he's not being too hard on himself, truly. I really hope that he's not, and I hope that, like, him and Cerie's friendship isn't like but, obviously, you don't have all the information, and, yeah, I'd be pissed too, like, the person I'm working the closest with literally is saying, "I'm going to the end with Cerie." I'd be pissed too.
Yeah.
Um, and then Aubrey talks about being in the middle position, which is interesting because, um I just kinda saw her as on the bottom, but who called her a float and then some people called her a floater. So, but I never have looked at her as, middle. Is she middle? I thought she was just bottom.
I feel like she was in the bottom. She got herself in the middle.
Oh, yeah,
And
okay.
but it's what I like also, I don't know where I wrote that, but it was like Jonathan is like claiming he's like feeling like 2 million bucks after what he did. And Aubrey was like, Jonathan is like claiming that he did that, he made that work when it was me that took Ozzy's information and turned it around. Um, but she's trying to learn from her time in Karang and was like, it's my moment to take the big targets out. And I feel like that was the theme of this episode. Aubrey saying, let's take the big targets out because she knows what happens if they're still in it. Um, but yeah, it wasn't Jonathan's move. It was Aubrey's move getting Aussie out.
I think 'cause he thought why did he think it was his? Because
Because he was the one that was flipping back to back. But she used him as a vote to convince Jonathan and no Jonathan to convince Joe to get Aussie out. But she was the one that figured out the narrative that made Aussie the target to leave the game.
yeah, no, I agree. I think that Jonathan could and it just depends on your jury, but, like, he could spin it in a way that it was his move as well, but it's just what are they gonna believe, you know what I mean? If he was
Yeah.
like, "This is my move," and obviously Aubrey's already, yeah, she's thinking clearly in her confessional, it's just like she's leading the charge.
Since
Um,
we're talking about strategic moves, and now I go back to that comment of the person that says 5 minutes into it, they're not talking about Survivor. Should we put in a little thing like conversation of Survivor starts at minute 7?
no, that, like, again, we're not like, it is what it is, like
I kept thinking about that. I was like, who would say that to us? Like, go to Rob
well,
has a podcast and say they're not talking about Survivor.
but again, it's like, we are not that, and we're
Yeah,
not
like we love the game, but we see it differently. And we put
way
it, yeah, we
way differently, way
yeah,
differently, like,
we're like, you know,
I don't watch for the same reasons, and we all watch for different reasons, and it's
and
all
everybody that has a commentary out there is amazing because they're themselves. Like everybody is like Bruce has a podcast. He's great at it. You know what I'm saying? Like Heidi goes into podcasts, Jamie goes into podcasts, the ones that I listen to. I mean, obviously everybody loves Rob. Rob is amazing. But like, don't come here and say we're not talking. Okay, I'm
I
over it.
I'm
Over it.
fine, it's again,
I
we're
didn't know
all
people said that.
it's all good, again, don't come if you're expecting for us to not be, like, going on one topic and then into another. That's why it's g Sandra kinda keeps me on track and topic. But we're not gonna be, like, professional at this, and nor are we gonna sound like
And
RHAP.
nobody can do what we do though.
What?
Nobody can do it like we do it either. So it's like part of it.
We're all different. So, like,
Yeah.
I would never. Ugh. Anyways, so Rick's emotional, and I remember thinking, like, this is the perfect person to do this to Joe because, like, I feel like Joe can, like, you know what I mean? Honor and integrity and, like, family, and he's talking about his kids
Yeah.
and stuff.
Because he's like a
So, oh,
hero. So he probably thought he was the right person to like that's why I said like I found it like a little I don't think Rick Devens would have cried Teresa. You know what I'm
Prob
saying?
Probably not, but he also has, like, no one, so he coulda just been emotional, like, I'd cry to a sock if I had no one, so,
You
I
probably
mean
have. You
but if
probably have.
yeah, absolutely, and tears just come out, you
Could
have no
probably
contr
in your hand, and you would say to the sock, "I'm so sad," and your sock would be like, "It's you're I know you, Carlin."
and I've had to do that most recently about a week ago in Utah. Okay.
You're not gonna get over that soon. I know.
No, I'm over it, and like, what's crazy is I know who I can go to for support with certain things. I also which is why I texted you and was like,
Yeah.
"Okay." You know who you can go to for support, and you know who is just not gonna understand you. I'm aware. Okay.
I love to be that person to a lot of people, and obviously, I mean, we did one of the hardest thing in life. We was play together from day 1 to day 26 together. We were always there to each other. Obviously, you understand me, and I understand you. And of course, yeah, I love that you call me when that happened. But
Well, and sometimes too, it's like, if you're not giving that and you don't emotionally put yourself out there to other people, they're not gonna connect with you. It's just a
not
fact.
everybody is like that.
Not everyone wants to do that, but you need to understand then that you may be seen as not an emotional person or not like a person who wants to you're not gonna be looked at as that person who is gonna be called when when you're struggling or when you're going through a tough time or even have a bad day or whatever. If you don't give anything of yourself, and it doesn't need to mean people express emotions differently. That's okay. But if you don't give any of that personal side or share like that deeper layer of you, how do you connect? That's all.
And you are very out there when it comes to expressing your emotion, but it goes back to your journey of like how you became sober, and you're about to celebrate 17 years sober, which is a lot. Congratulations. And part of the things you used to share with me on the island and after was like, for so many years of your life, you were like suppressing who you were. So you made a promise for yourself to be super honest about your emotions. And
Yes.
I know that. But and that's why you're in many reasons the way you are. And that's the many reasons why people love who you are. Is because you are very open to yourself about who you are. Because even me that I am so outspoken, some shit I don't say, I'm like, because yeah, I can repress some stuff, but I am
I don't
proud
want
you
to.
were able to do it. And some people find it annoying.
That's
I
fine.
I
Which is
find that annoying sometimes too, but it's like I get why you're doing it.
but I'm fine with that. It's like, if I'm not meant to be your friend or with you, that's fine with me. I would rather know, but I also so deeply understand that not everyone is on my level, and I mean level meaning like I'm overly emotional. I'm okay with that. But I think that people who don't like connect or show like you have to understand that like
Yeah.
if someone's struggling and you just kind of look at them, or if someone's struggling and you don't really say like it's like
But
that
have
impacts.
we all have different journeys to why we are where we are.
Yep.
And some people handle it that way and some people handle it you handle it. So
Well, good luck to them. So, um, well, because I can't imagine, like
so understanding, Caroline.
no, I'm just saying I feel bad because 'cause I've lived like that. I do. I feel bad. Like, I'm not saying that, everyone needs to be crying to show emotion. I'm not, but that's painful to be thinking something or feeling something or whatever, and you can't you know what I mean? Get the words out, or you put on like a it's like, that sucks for me. Okay, so Rick is emotional, we love that. Suri, and Rizzo, they go to the reward because Joe wins, and what do they just say? "It's gonna be Aubrey," right?
Did you when they did the beach drop at 48 premiere, they
Yeah, they
had
did
that
that.
challenge that you had to spell. Do you do it?
Hate it. Yeah, I do think
I won against some people from Survivor in New York. I don't remember who. But obviously I was fat. I was, it wasn't in the beach and the sun. The road was shorter. But we never had that challenge on 44, so it was
thank
fun to
God.
play.
I hate that challenge. I hate it,
I
like
mean, you didn't win any challenge. What are you talking about?
Yeah, totally. It's fine with me. I don't have that in me where it's like dig deep and then you keep going. I'm like, no, good enough. I just don't. And like, maybe something's wrong with me. I don't have that competitive, like, I remember
Um,
being so the one where we sat out for rice, and I was down right away, and I was so embarrassed. I'm like, "I tried." It sucked, like, I just don't like, where people say it, like, takes over and they just keep go I don't have that. I don't. It's real. I get tired, I stop. Sorry. I'm not a competitor. I don't know what to say. I just don't even when I go and I rollerblade and I get tired, or if I'm running and I get tired, I stop. I'm not gonna push myself because that's gonna make me never wanna run again or rollerblade again. No, thank you. I'm tired. I sit. So, they go on the reward, and it's all of them, and they're all like, "Woo!" And
Seri, Joe picks Seri and Rizzo, and he says it's because they haven't eaten.
he said it's
And
a strategic.
and then he explains in the confessional, yeah, what he explained.
He's like and all I could think of when he said, "Oh, this was strategic," all I could think of is a producer asking him like, "Was this
Yeah, and he goes like, "Oh wait, we're playing."
Yeah, this was a strategic play." I laughed because I can how they do, and so all I could think of is, like, the
It's like,
producer
"Can
looking it
you,
up.
Caroline, can you explain why you picked them, but like for what strategic reason, Caroline?"
"Oh, yeah, actually, it was strategy, and here's why." Like, I hated that crap. I would always be like, don't word stuff for me. Let me just nope, no strategy at all," I would have said. Um I hated when they would do that, and you can always tell who they set and that's a small example. I'm not making fun of Joe over it because that's so tiny,
Yeah,
but and there probably was strategy involved with it. However, you can always tell who is really, really, like, digging into what that producer wants them to say, like and I always go back to Carson when he was like, and Helen is in talking about the FBI or what was he talking about? How he read books about
yeah,
interrogation and all that. Like, Carson, you don't talk like that. Like, please. Remember when he was saying that he can read people and all this crazy shit? Like, it didn't sound natural. Okay, so they go back, or who were they pitching? They were pitching Aubrey at the dinner, right?
at that time, they were pitching Aubrey, right?
Aubrey. So then, but Rizzo's kind
No,
of like,
Devin.
oh,
We're pitching Devin.
Devin, sorry. So this
Yeah,
has
yeah,
been a while.
yeah.
So they're
Because
pitching Devin.
this is what they say. Rizzo goes like, "So I don't have to play my idol." And then when they come back, Tiffany goes to Seri and say like, "We need to make Rizzo play his idol." And Seri was like, "Well, maybe yes, because I don't want anything to happen again with the idols and stuff like that. But I don't want him out because he's my only ally left." Blah 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 blah
Yep.
blah.
Which so crazy because again, everything Tiffany said was a 100% right. Why
Yeah,
are we letting this guy and what is this, a replay of his last season? Like, here I am again getting by with my idol. But yes, if you were gonna look at every single person in this game as like, they got an idol, we gotta flush it. Why the heck is no one looking at Rizgod, Riz God,
he's
Riz
the
Grant?
baby, the
Why is no
legend.
one looking? So everything she said was 100%, yeah, duh, so I was getting pissed, like, "Oh, we gotta go talk to Suri," and Suri 100% saved him, and, like, I'm a baby, so yeah, that pissed me off, then she goes the next one, and he saved her a like, or she saves his ass, because it would've 100% I totally believe it would've been Rizzo 100%, but it was like, "Let me see what Suri says, "No," and then it ends up not being the vote, that's how I see it, right?
Yeah. And it was
So
an anime. Everybody goes to the tribal council. He doesn't find an idol. Devins was looking all over for the idol. Jonathan was on his ass like grass, is what the phrase they use. Um, he didn't find shit. Do you think there was an idol hiding, or because there's still the Rizzo idol, they haven't put the idol back?
they didn't put the idol back. What are they looking
Right?
for?
He would have found that.
There ain't no if there's not if he didn't use it and it's like why were they looking though? Because Devon's used his idol. That's why, correct?
Yeah.
So there
But
would have
he
been
got but that idol that Devin got wasn't an island idol. It was a twist idol.
that's confusing. I don't know. Because how did Heidi get that second idol? Or
Because you play yours.
oh yeah. Okay. So, yeah, there ain't gonna be another Mr. Beast type idol out there if it's a Beast idol from
No,
Beast.
so I feel like because Rizzo still has an island idol, which was the
There
hidden idol this season, I don't think the idol would have been replaced.
No, it wouldn't have been, and so, and that's so annoying, like, I'm sorry, the idol just people
We'll find
fall
out after Wednesday when they talk about how why he didn't find the idol. But
there ain't no idol out there, but anyway, he's following
he
them, which
played
I
his
get.
yeah,
Mm.
and he played his shot in the dark because he didn't have an idol and it was not safe.
Yeah, retire that thing for real. It's like it was so fun to see Caleb, and remember we watched like at the RHAP thing, it was
Yeah.
so fun to see one actually play out, but like I wouldn't even be opposed at this point if they no, this sounds terrible. If they rigged it and like
Yeah.
because it's so much more exciting. But that's terrible. I shouldn't say that.
Could
But it
we
never
let's talk about what you're talking about because I thought of it. We don't know if all the scrolls are right, even though they have standard and practices and they have an attorney that looks for like everything being fair.
yes, but that's
I would prefer if Jeff shows the six scrolls, ties them up, put them inside, and then everybody know that there's actually one that is safe inside.
I would prefer if they just if there's people that, like, are like, fun that they keep and they just say, "Are safe," because it's just fun when everyone's voting for somebody and then they get a safe. Remember with Caleb, it was like, "Wow!" Has this ever been safe for anybody else where all the votes have been cast on that person and then they're safe? That Caleb's the only one I remember. What are the
Every
odds?
In
What
the
are the
first one, Jamie in our season, but she was not the target.
Yeah, so it's not memorable. So I'm just saying, like
It was memorable because it's Jamie, Caroline.
no, you know what I mean? Like, when it's made this big impact, so it's like,
Yeah,
what are the odds of pulling a safe on this thing? This
yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
Okay, so Tiffany pitched for Rizzo, that makes sense, duh, but it doesn't happen. So, yeah, then they go back to tribal, everyone's talking about Tiff, she's likable, and then they can't spell, we already talked about all that.
Yeah.
Um,
And then it's Sari against the world.
she
But
didn't
she
do that.
does a good she tried. Rizzo went to her, told her, "Don't tell anyone, they're saying Tiffany." And then she was like, "Well, the only thing I can do is go to Joe and play with the honor and integrity thing and tell that Aubrey said it was me,
And that worked totally.
that it was Tiffany."
Well,
Yeah.
it
That
was
she made good. Maybe it didn't save her, but it definitely left a little bit of a thing in Joe's brain about Aubrey.
no, that's all he had to do, and she lied about that, correct? Because that's when Aubrey was like, "Suri is the best to ever play, better than
Sandra
San."
and A.
So I immediately text Sandra because I am the queen of spreading gossip. No, I'm kidding. Because I always tell Sandra immediately when there's slander.
Yeah.
So I immediately text her. I'm like, "Did you hear?" And she likes it when like she's mentioned. So I'm like, did you watch the episode? Aubrey just said this." And she's like, she calls me immediately because she's in she was
Cuba.
in was she in Puerto
She's in Cuba.
Honduras? Now she's in Cuba. So she's
Yeah.
on like world tour doing the military bases and they're speaking and watching the episodes with the soldiers. So I believe she was in Honduras when she was watching the episode. And I'm
Okay.
like, "Girl, you didn't hear your name mentioned on TV?" She's like, "It's too loud here." But I was like, "Oh, girl, Aubrey just she was doing that to take the take the heat off of her and put it on Suri. I don't think she meant it as like I don't think
Yeah.
Aubrey meant it to like
She said it
slant
twice. She said it
but
twice.
so that's okay. So I was like, because Sandra's like, "I've been rooting for her all season, girl," and she's like, "Oh, I gotta call you back." Anyways, I was like, it wasn't. I think she was just doing it because she had a target and she wanted to take the target off of her. Okay. Then we get to the voting booth and she
Yeah.
holds up the thing and says it again.
Yeah.
I'm like, "She said it again." Good. I'm a tattletale. And it was the same thing when
Yeah.
that guy was like, what season was that when the guy was like,
Last season with the guy with the dreads that was like a male clerk or something like that.
"That's not a good strategy." I immediately Sandra's literally on her vacation, and I'm like, "This guy just said
No,
this."
wait. Windy, the door open. Imagine I wasn't here.
Oh my gosh, your dog could have escaped.
That's fucking crazy.
That sucks.
Yeah. Fucking doors, like, I'm kinda worried now because we're
Yeah,
not going to the wedding for, like, 12 hours.
yeah, that sucks. So, um, yeah, where were we? So then they go yeah, but Sandra was like, "Girl." Um, Suri, yep, that was smart of her, and then Aubrey, yeah, I wrote that's all I wrote, "It's better than Sandra," and I was like, "Girl, okay, so" and then Suri goes home, and honestly, perfect timing for the Sia thing because obviously she's gonna win it. So, the Sia
Oh my
vote
god, let's
thing.
talk about that. Sia came back, donated 100 something $1,000 just like she did to you, and because 'cause we've been talking about where's Sia in the fan favorite season, right? In the fans control the shit, and I thought it was gonna be $1,000,000 for the fan favorite.
Oh gosh, no, and she's just not as involved anymore, and I wonder, because 'cause I'm shocked if anyone should have had, like, an idol, if anyone should have had any, like, weird ass crap like, it should have been Sia, and no
It
one
should
like, Sia! Are you kidding me? The
yeah,
fans recognize Sia as being, like we
yeah.
all like, of course, like,
Imagine
Bill got
that big ass wig on the island, like a
it's
Muppet, like the
no.
thing from,
We don't need to do anything crazy, but I just feel like if you're gonna do that weird shit, you use Sia. You don't you anyways, it's all good. I was glad to see it. Coach has been texting me, sending me the voter, like, application. I'm like, "Girl,
for him to
I
win,
already"
no chance.
what?
This is Cerise, Aussie, Christian vote. It's one of the 3 of them.
I can even see Devon's after he got a if she was picking, it's gonna be Cirie. There's not even Cirie's winning this, like, let's be real. So anyways, I was like, "Coach, sorry, I already voted for Joe." So then, he sends it to me again the next day. I was like, "Girl, you are getting too thirsty with this." And he's like, "Oh, sorry, that was my assistant. He must have been the one texting." I was like, "Girl, your assistant coach? Like, what do you who? Your assistant is now texting out voter things and telling people to vote for you for fan favorite. I so honestly with that type of persistence and motivation and perseverance at this point, can you vote every day?
Yeah.
Cirie's winning it though, but I do and
You've
Camilla,
been there though and made it this far, Carolyn. You
what?
might be runner up or winner for that vote.
I wasn't on the season.
Had you been there.
Oh, you think I'm thinking like that? If I would have been no, but no, I absolutely wouldn't be like telling
I'm
it
so
like
proud of you because every time I'm watching it, I'm like, I wish Carolyn was here.
I did not once was I and I'm being real, there was not one time during the season that I was like, "That should be me," or, "Oh, I wonder if I would have been there." I probably would have been out first, to be honest. It's like, it's all g I
Doubt
could have
it.
been
I think you would have gotten at least as far as Emily.
I don't think so. Apparently, people think I'm annoying. It's fine. So
You're fucking
and
annoying.
again, it's like, that's the thing. I was talking to Johnny Fairplay, and I because I get in my head sometimes, and I was talking to him and we were talking about stuff we shouldn't and I can't talk about right now, but like, he was basically he's like, "The blah 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 or this." He's like, "I would want to be with a Carolyn," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Really?" And
Mhm.
again, I you think I don't see the side eyes when people side eye me? You think I don't?
Who was the person that interviewed Carson and said to him why you didn't vote it out Carlin and Jam Jam because they were gonna get all the screen time? You remember somebody said that to him?
Uh-uh.
Which was like, why would you play the game
A lot of
strategic?
people
And a reason to vote people out would be because they're hogging the screen time.
I feel like that's more applicable to returnee seasons, and I 100% I literally said it to Q before he left. I'm like, "People are gonna target you because you're a screen hog." It's true. I for returnee seasons, 100%, but not your first season. You think I was thinking like, I just remember my first confessional, I was like, "I hope I don't get purpled." That's what I said. I like you know what I mean? I don't think your first season, people
You
are
don't even
thinking
thinking about you're right. I wasn't thinking about at all. I was just having fun. You're right. You're
But
right.
returning seasons? Heck yeah. People look at like, did you see this season? There were in just listening to Savannah's interviews about this and how many people, like, were just so on and whatever, 100%. And I told Q, people are literally you're gonna be gone and people are gonna well, whatever, but it's true. People look at that stuff. Not everybody, but some do.
Yeah.
But maybe Carson was for season 1 already thinking about trying to, like, he, so yeah,
But it was a fun episode. The finale is next week. Who are you rooting for?
oh, yeah, Tiffany.
Tiffany. I mean, after Sari left, who am I rooting for? Um, Not gonna lie, was not expecting to be rooting for Tiffany, but I am
Yeah,
on Tiffany tram train because in my season it was the Jam Jam tram, so I'm in the Tiffany train, and obviously I love the edit that Aubrey's getting. We're not gonna deny that. So yeah, one of the
um,
girls, one of the girls.
one of the girls, please,
Yeah,
I'm sh like, yeah. So have fun at the finale, be like let me know the tea though of what goes down, and I don't know when we're gonna record our next one because good, we yeah, I'll well, yeah, I'll
Saturday,
whatever.
pro.
We'll
Yeah,
figure it out. I don't even know what I'm gonna watch, so we able to. So let me know who wins and text me, and, we'll see you soon.
love you. Good luck,
Love you.
baby. Good luck.